98 years old. Well, thank you all for being here. This is the 4th annual Family and Friends, and I'll remind you all that for us, family comes first, and so it's not friends and family, it's family and friends. And with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to the, is it acting head? Interim head of the Animal Science Department, Evan Tiggemeyer.
Thanks. Good afternoon or good evening. Welcome to the 2018 Family and Friends Reunion. If you like large groups, I've got some good news for you. This summer we enrolled our largest class of incoming students. We enrolled 343 new students this summer. We've got a total enrollment in our undergraduate program now of 1,035 students. And if you add in our graduate students in our food science program, we've got 1,400 students in our department now. So we're going to have lots of new family and friends with those alumni in the coming years. So I want to start with just a few thank yous. I want to really thank some of our LMIC board members who have done most of the work to get this reunion up and running. I don't know for sure where they're at, but Dr. Patsy Houghton, Dr. Justin Jansen, and Mr. Bill Miller, those 3 individuals really did a lot of the work here to get this program on. So let's thank them. You all had a chance to sing happy birthday to Lois earlier. Lois Schreiner does an awful lot of work here as well. I really appreciate her effort. And the lady with the camera down front, Angie Denton, she really does a lot of the work here as well. A lot of sleepless nights I know she's had recently, and I really appreciate what you've done for us. Of all the people that have put some work into this, I have to say I'm the one who failed to come through. They gave me one job. They put me on the weather committee and said, make sure we have some nice weather. And so I screwed that up, and I apologize for that. But I'm glad you all came out, and hopefully you survived the cool weather here. I do have one important introduction to make. Over here on my right, we have Dr. Ernie Minton. He's important because, one, he's my boss, but he's the interim dean of the College of Agriculture and director of Kansas State Research and Extension. And so I appreciate Ernie coming out tonight, and of course he's part of the family and friends because he was a longtime member of the animal science faculty. The final introduction I have tonight is Mr. Mark Gardner. Most of you know him as a key partner for Gardner Angus Ranch. Tonight he's serving a little different role as the president of the Livestock and Meat Industry Council, and he'll be getting us through the presentation of the Donnell Good Award tonight. Mark?
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Does anybody here love Kansas State University? You know, we often think about, and Patsy, I don't see you right now, but wherever you are, could Patsy hold her hand up? I mean, when you think about this university and this group of people, this family, it's exciting. And I look over here and I see youngsters, and I think about, you know, I look at my classmate over here, that it was just yesterday that we were here. But why are we back? We are back because people care. And a lot of you got to hear Don Good's Food and Fiber. And he would get so wound up and so excited, we couldn't help but do the same thing. And I think this is so exciting and so much fun to see the family back together again. You know, when you look at some of the other universities around and you see what they have done, yeah, they might have a fancier this or that, but they don't have the people that we do. And so when you look back there and you see that Don L. Good Impact Award, and you see those first 3 winners, and you see the passion and the things that they did to make this university, this state, and this country a better place, that's exciting. So my job tonight is to introduce the sponsors, the Houghton family. If you could hold your hand up. And again, I want to brag on Patsy. I remember the first time when Bill Abel took our junior judging team, we went to Houghton family's farm, and it was in a blizzard, and Bill was wiping their backs off, 1, 2, 3, 4, better hurry up, boys, and get them judged. But the whole family was there helping us. And Patsy has been such a leader for this university and for this department and for our industry. Let's give her a round of applause and the whole Houghton family. She and her family have sponsored each and every one of these reunions. The Lechtenberg family, Kelly and Marcy. I don't see you either. There they are, back by the sail ring. What dedication and what support to let us have this reunion. They've been each and every family reunion. And finally, I've had the great pleasure of getting to know Rich Porter. And Rich, I don't see you, but Rich has helped with every single reunion. There's so many more generous sponsors. I think, Rich, this building that's not leaking is a big part due to you, so thank you so much. You know, some of you that are still in school, savor it. I told somebody a while ago, I think youth is wasted on the young sometimes, because when we get a little frosty-haired like me, you realize this is a pretty good life up there. You know, it's great afterwards, but savor it. The person to your left and to your right, they're going to make a difference in your life. Look at that gallery. Look at what they've done. And just think about how you can make this a better place. So this was established in 2015 to honor Don Good and to talk about the Impact Award, somebody that made the industry a better place. And it was developed to recognize an entity or a person who's not only had a positive impact on this state, on this university, but this country and this world. And I think when we think about cattle people in this room, and we really look, what are we always looking for every day? More information, accurate information, to be able to connect the dots. And, you know, in my line of work and about every day, well, CattleFax says, and it's been that way since 1968 when they were formed. CattleFax says, and I think if you look at the proud history that Kansas State University has had with so many of that staff, it's exciting. And we thank all those instructors that helped them. But it was started, it's a member-owned organization that serves producers in all segments of the cattle and beef business. For half a century. My friend Callahan over here, I mean, I'm half a century old plus. So they've been helping us all this time. But they research, analysis, information, exclusive industry database that has set the standard for market information. This is going to be a fun evening. It already has been. I see Dr. Ken Odie here. Thank you so much for being here. Another one of our great leaders that helped us do so many things to make this place better. But tonight we're going to celebrate CattleFax and all that they've done. And I would ask you to turn your attention to the video now, and let's take a look.
The Department of Animal Sciences and Industry at Kansas State University has a long and rich history, one written by the thousands of men and women who make up the Flying K. Each shares a love for the land and livestock and advancing the nation's noblest of callings, raising food. The Livestock and Meat Industry Council today celebrates that shared commitment across generations and honors the family and friends who continue Kansas State's legacy of excellence in animal science. For that purpose, LMIC presents the Don L. Good Impact Award. Don Good was a giant in animal science and industry, a man who dedicated more than 40 years to the university and the thousands of students who benefited from his far-reaching guidance. As a livestock judge, professor, coach, and industry leader, he portrayed a spirit of service and pioneering thought innate in his Ohio farm boy roots. These ideals served him well when he was named head of the department in 1966, the same year a devastating tornado destroyed the vast majority of its infrastructure. The beef barn, the beef teaching and research center, the swine teaching and research center, the horse and sheep centers, the feed mill, the poultry and dairy facilities, gone. But devastation and limited disaster funds spurred action, and Good worked with producers in the state to form the Livestock, Meat and Industry Council. Through LMIC, animal science and meat industry leaders channeled contributions to rebuild, implementing cutting-edge research facilities that form the basis of the modern-day campus and animal science advancements. Today, the Council continues to support the department's educational programs, facility enhancements, and research projects. You see, it was Don Good who believed the department should serve the state of Kansas to contribute to the larger livestock industry. Good believed in his students. He believed in Kansas State and driving both to excellence. Good was an evaluator of livestock and a builder of people. His integrity and foresight became the measure by which others would weigh their contributions. Don Good's passion inspired industry game changers.
This year, LMIC recognizes one of those game changers, a global leader in beef industry research, analysis, and information, CattleFax. Started in 1968, CattleFax is a member-owned organization that serves producers in all segments of the cattle and beef business.
CattleFax was started in the late 1960s because there was change going on in the industry. The industry was not totally comfortable that all the information and data that they were receiving those days from the government was accurate.
At that point in time, there was in the industry the feel that the buyers, or per se the packers, had an advantage from a technology or an informational standpoint. You know, there was four that controlled 80+%. That's the way that percentage has been for quite some time.
So they felt like, hey, we need to have our own information, data sharing business to where we can see some of these trends more frequently during the course of the year and also have basically our own double check within the system.
52 years ago, CattleFax was just a crazy brainstorm idea in the marketing committee of the old National Cattlemen's Association. And they decided to pursue it, but the idea was it would be a cattle market information service, but a national program. And so the national organization solicited the help of the states to promote it and sell into it and buy into the concept of it, if you will. Kansas jumped right in. And that was primarily due to the leadership of Virgil Huseman and John Mates at the Kansas Livestock Association. The Kansas office was originally in the KLA office in Topeka.
CattleFax's first market analyst, Topper Thorpe, became the CattleFax general manager in 1972. For 30 years, he provided a steady hand for staff leadership and guidance. Thorpe helped revolutionize both the gathering and sharing of market information in the cattle industry and allowed CattleFax to deliver the most complete, accurate information from which beef producers could make better marketing decisions.
And so CattleFax is where it's at if you want cattle market information in the state of Kansas. There's been a lot of change in the industry in the last 50 years in how we market cattle, the kind of market information that people want and need, marketing options and what's available to producers. And CattleFax has been able to stay abreast of those changes, if not lead some of those changes at times. And so they truly have had a great impact on where we get our market information, market analysis, and also risk management analysis that's used by many Kansas cattle feeders and Kansas producers.
And And the producers that were involved, they could see the value real quickly about CattleFax. Put money in their pocket to have a bit of an edge, if you will, on marketing scenarios within it. And that's not only buying but selling the livestock through the system.
CattleFax staff monitors more than just cattle markets. Grain, weather, beef demand, and competing proteins, not just domestically but globally, are carefully monitored. Keeping up with the times to make sure producers have quality information in a timely basis, allowing them to make informed marketing decisions, is a daily challenge for the staff. Through the years, Kansans have played an integral role in CattleFax's success.
The Kansas connection has been one of the keys to success for CattleFax for the last 50 years. An organization is only as good as the leadership, the vision that is created, and then the ability to execute the plan. Well, CattleFax has been blessed to have a great working relationship with Kansas State, the leadership and staff for all these years, the Kansas Livestock Association, their leadership and staff. That unwavering support for CattleFax and its mission to provide cutting-edge research, market analysis, and market information to our members and clients has truly made a difference. I look back at all of the key people that came out of the state of Kansas that really have made a difference, that have given of their time and their treasure to serve on our boards, committees, etc. Again, let me just go through a few of these folks. Bill House, the first president of CattleFax in the late 1960s. Kenny Knight, Warren Wybert, Jack Frick, Lee Bork, John Ferguson, Ken Stilo, and Todd Allen, our current board member for CattleFax. All of these people have provided incredible vision for us to help us get us to where we are today, to enjoy the success that we've enjoyed here over the course of the last number of decades. The key staff people we've had over time that have come from Kansas. Again, nearly half of our staff, when we look at the history of CattleFax, has got a Kansas taproot. Dee Likes, Pat Coons, Doug Dietz, Jerry Bone, Vern George, Paul Hankey, Tom Brink, Bill Casey, Vince Coons, Brett Fox, and Todd Klaus. All of those people have provided incredible insights to help CattleFax business grow over the course of the last 5 decades. Our current employees on CattleFax that are all K-State grads. Kevin Good, who is a nephew of Don Good. Kevin's been with us for 38 years now. Lance Zimmerman, Marcus Bricks, Kristen Torres, and our most recent hire, Tanner Ahern.
With so many K-State and Kansas ties, it's only fitting that CattleFax is the 4th recipient of the Don L. Good Impact Award.
I believe that CattleFax is very deserving of this award, representing a great man that it's after. And this award was set up to really be something very, very special, and special people or organizations to get it. And CattleFax certainly falls into that category.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that CattleFax is very deserving of the Don Good Impact Award because it's made a tremendous impact on the cattle industry in the state of Kansas. They are without question the premier market reporting, market analysis, and cattle risk management analysis service in the industry.
I'd like to thank the Livestock and Meat Industry Council for recognizing CattleFax with the Don L. Good Impact Award. This is very humbling. We're excited to receive this award, and I promise you that we will strive to deliver the market information, the research and analysis to our members and clients on a daily basis with the same passion and energy that Don Good did throughout his entire career.
CattleFax has been a visionary leader in the livestock industry, providing access to timely, accurate, and complete marketing information to help its members make informed decisions the last 50 years. Mostly, CattleFax embodies one of Don Good's favorite sayings: go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you can see farther. The Livestock Meat Industry Council congratulates CattleFax on its contributions to the industry and presents it with the 2018 Don L. Good Impact Award.
You know, K-Staters, that's truly exciting. And we are so honored and thrilled to have all these folks here tonight. And I'd like to ask Randy Block to come forward. And Bob Weber, if you would report to the registration desk, please. Randy's what I would call a fellow land granter, you know, from CSU and kind of a sister state. But he's been such a good, quiet, sensible leader for us all. And I think we all owe a debt of gratitude to CattleFax and the team and the continued leadership that they bring to us year after year. Randy Block.
Thank you, Mark. Well, this really is a humbling experience. I think the video said it all. This is not about me. This is about all the people that I named on the video, all the volunteer leadership that we've had, the staff that we currently have, but this means a lot to us. I go back in my career over the last 38 years now at CattleFax, and I was fortunate enough early in my career to have the opportunity to be a Kansas analyst. And I've said this to a number of you all at the KLA conventions over time. Thank you for the interest you took in me, for everything that you taught me, and the way you've continued to do that for our staff. Again, you don't learn these markets with the way that you all know them without getting your feet a little bit dirty and your hands dirty, so thank you very much. We really appreciate it. I want to thank all the sponsors of tonight's events, the selection committees. Again, I know this is not easy to pull off, and what an incredible event, and it turned out to be a beautiful night, Patsy. So this is an event that I hope nobody takes lightly. To be able to pull everybody together and have this kind of fellowship doesn't happen everywhere across the country. So congratulations on a wonderful evening. I'd like to ask my staff to come forward. My current staff, we listed everybody on the video, but I want to make sure you know who these people are that you're talking to on the other end of the phone. So please come up, guys. And Kelsey, are you here? I'm going to be very brief with this, but Kelsey, are you here? There you go. Come on up here. Mike Murphy sends his regard. He got hung in the airport today, and he wasn't able to get here, but he wanted to be here with you tonight, so he sends his regards as well. Kelsey Pope, that does a lot of our internet work, social media. Kelsey, we're glad you're here. Kelsey's a K-State grad. Tanner Ahern, Tanner's our latest grad, or latest hire, just came to work for us here in the last couple of months. We expect big things. He's got it all, and he's going to be a great hand for us. Most of you know Lance Zimmerman. Lance works in a research area, does a fantastic job for us. Dwayne Lenz, our general manager. Dwayne's been with us over 30 years now, and just does a fantastic job for us day in and day out. The last person here that I want to introduce, Kevin Good. Kevin came to work for us in January of 1982. Kevin obviously is a nephew of Don Good, and so this is really special to all of us. And Kevin, I'm going to turn the microphone over to you.
Thank you, Andy. It's a special honor for our organization, CattleFax, to be honored, and it's special honor to be recognized. CattleFax as a company, and individually, I really do appreciate the Kansas ties on a day-to-day basis. I cover the Kansas feed yards. Fond memories of all the time back here at Kansas State. Fond memories, I would say, of Uncle Don. Had the privilege of spending a lot of time with him, especially 2 summers up on the farm. And got a couple of special guests tonight we'd like to recognize. Don's younger brother and Don's wife Jane's younger sister. My parents, Fred and Judy Good, please stand. They're approaching middle age, 94 and 90. They're going strong. And as we think about the award, there's a couple words I would like to associate with Don as well, hopefully with CattleFax. Those words are integrity and service. As we think about Don's service to not only Kansas State but the livestock industry, he did that service with integrity. And as I think about some of the things that he taught and mentored all the students, all the judging teams that he coached, all the people that he touched, hopefully as an organization we can carry that mantle. We can be that third-party entity that does analyze markets with integrity and service for our membership and mankind as our ultimate goal. You heard 2 words earlier from Mark when he talked about Dr. Good's famous Food and Fiber for Mankind speech. And so I'm going to close with just a comment there as we think about that. Each one of us in this room, either individually or associated, have a part in playing with feeding the population. We're blessed to have the cheapest, safest, most wholesome food supply not only in the world today, but in the history of mankind. And so as we think about our charge as we go forward to continue to provide food and fiber for mankind, we're honored. Thank you.